Let's talk about Dries. What did you love about Dries? What were you seeing? What do you like about Julian's work generally?
I think the fact already that he was part of the team, for those who don't know, Dries Van Noten plays a very important role. It shows that very often it's an important aspect to create like some kind of continuity for the clientele also, because like we were saying, I think we were discussing that when you shift so sharply to another complete vision, you're changing the clientele very very quickly as well, and that creates a lot of confusion, especially if the designer doesn't stay for a long time. So in that case, I think it just reinforces. It brings like it's like a fresh Dries. Like I mean,
Yeah.
Dries is always fresh, but it's another point of view, which is like still Greece, but in a different way, and that's very difficult and interesting to do. I think he does the work in a fantastic way. He made it more contemporary. I would say a little bit more youthful in a way. Not that Dries is, but like the clientele of Dries very often is like
It's older,
it's
definitely.
older women that
Yeah.
they want to dress nicely with beautiful clothing. They want to try something interesting, but not a very difficult, or like not a silhouette that is too challenging or demanding, but still it stays beautiful and high quality. It's always high quality. This is what I love about Dres. Whatever I have and whatever I see in the store is always so well made. Even the stores themselves, they're fantastic. In Paris, there is one of each, like one, and they're like next to each other. There is one women's wear, one accessories like perfumes and lipstick and accessories, and one menswear, and they are all so well curated. Even the way it's decorated, it's fantastic. It reflects actually his own house in a way, and all the culture around what Dries Van Noten represents. So what I liked all collections. I like menswear. I liked both fall, winter, and spring, summer. I would say I like spring, summer more. If I want to talk about the clothes themselves, the pieces that I found interesting, the fall, winter, because I went to the store and I saw also they didn't have everything, but they had a lot of pieces. The fall winter was a little bit like when you see it on the runway, it's very interesting. But when you see the pieces separately, they have like classic cuts, and I would dare to say even classic pattern making. The color. But the interesting thing is you can mix and match everything with everything. Also, that's very interesting in his brand. You can wear almost everything with everything. The colorways are always done so well. I guess this is the first menswear, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I just realized, yeah, this did happen this year. It seemed like I can't believe that all of this work from Julian has all been this year. It's quite crazy.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, very interesting. Yeah, this is the collection I'm talking about. Very beautiful accessories as well. Nice necklaces using leather. Another interesting thing is that if you look at fall, winter, and spring, summer, the energy a little bit is different. Have you noticed that? Because it's
Yeah.
a different stylist.
Yeah.
I think this is Katie Barnett for fall winter, and then it's Robbie Spencer for menswear and women's wear, which gives it a more. It has a little bit of a different energy to it. But the clothes follow the same principles and the same logic. What I liked about menswear in particular, he was a little bit more daring than Dries would do menswear.
100% agreed.
Like he used also this kind of scarf skirts with a blazer. It's a little bit daring, but in a good way. If a man, I wish more men would wear dresses. I don't see that much.
It's because we don't like to wear color.
Yeah, and it's also for a refined kind of man. Dries is not typical. It's not very manly. It's not feminine either. But it has like a subtlety to it always.
It's that Belgian sort of romantic
Yes, yes,
stylist poet thing that like
yes,
Dries does, Andermelemeister does. They kind of when they design menswear, it always tends to give that sort of energy in
yes.
different ways. But yeah,
Yeah. So, I mean, there is nothing much to say in terms of like the footwear was also very cute. He did these sneakers for men and women, which are very beautiful. Of course, a lot of flowers, a lot of beautiful embroidery that he always does, but like the cuts are a little bit different, so that makes it more contemporary, I would say, for women's wear and menswear collections. All pieces are really beautiful.
what do you think about the general rise in popularity of Dries Van Noten? I think over the past year or so, I've seen more people online talk about Dries than I've ever seen before. Probably because of like the sneakers that are going really crazy right now. So, what do you think about the fact that more people are being introduced to the brand and are learning about the brand? They're learning about the Antwerp Six.
I think it's a little bit too late. Like Junior, that people discovered him 20 years late after he did 20 years of work. And somehow people realize, there is somebody who is, I don't know. It's so interesting that these great designers with so much work that they have put and they have created such beautiful clothes. They start to be known only today, and through footwear again. I mean, through accessories. It always enters through accessories. I find it funny almost. I don't know what to say about this, how to comment on that, because he has been such a great designer. And the clothes are relatively easy to wear. Like you can
Yeah.
have that you can wear relatively easily, but there is always like this little aspect that he works on the details that make them contemporary and very beautiful. He creates that balance without being very loud. And of course, he's a master of color. I mean, if you want to go for color, you go for Dries Van Noten. I mean, without any doubt. He's
And something I really love about Julian too is like he has all those Dries Van Noten signatures, even like you said, it's more contemporary. But you can see like Dries Van Noten had a really interesting use of color. People who I actually always love their use of color is Haider Ackermann and Dries Van Noten the most. I
yeah,
really love the way that both of them use color.
yeah, yeah,
Dries, like, he normally mixes like different kinds of fabrics. Haider does that too, mixing different materials to create some sort of like sensuality. That's why you'd have like Dries would pair like a velvet suit with a wool coat and then leather shoes. It's just kind of creating all these different textures.
yeah.
Even on the screen, you can see the different prints and patterns. The silhouette is relaxed. That's kind of what we know as Dries. The layering, that's another thing, a styling thing that we would always see from Dries. We see it with Julian once again. So I've honestly loved that. Even that poetic energy, especially in the menswear, that definitely came through.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's great.
Hey, just that Ackerman. For me, they're the two people. Also, I completely agree with you on color. Ackerman, I would say his silhouettes are a little bit different. That's like he doesn't use that much of loose silhouette, not much
Yeah,
layering. He's a little bit more, how to say, it's not minimalistic because he's also using texture
the
as well.
textures and the color. Yeah, it's
Not
less layering and
less
it's a
layering.
bit more sexy. It's not, the silhouette is definitely not as
Yeah,
relaxed.
this is more fluid, this is more relaxed silhouettes always. Yeah, this is very Dries. Beautiful draping also. I mean, yeah, and high quality clothes, that's very important too. As you can see on the runway, they look very,
Yeah.
very high end, and when you see them up close, they are like that.
Yeah, Luke. Haider does layering in terms of like the different textures that I was talking about with Dries, but it's definitely not as much as Dries.
Yeah, no,
Like
he does
Dries
much.
layers a lot. Like,
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. But yeah, I think it was a really strong year from Dries, to be honest. I like what Julian is doing. I think that they definitely picked the right person. I also like that he's not like, he wasn't a big name appointment when he was appointed, but I think he's just kind of fit in seamlessly. Whereas we've seen a lot of big names go to places and maybe it's not been as great, whether that's, Valentino, for example, or like many other brands.
Yeah, yeah, I
So
totally
yeah.
agree.
This YouTube channel runs on your support. If you want to support the channel, you can subscribe to my Patreon. You'll gain access to exclusive content that includes everything from my Patreon podcast, where I give a behind the scenes insight into the fashion industry, as well as a fashion book club where I review my favorite fashion books. You can also check out my fashion ebook, which highlights the best fashion journalists to follow, definitions of common fashion terminology, and how to determine what a good source of fashion information is. The links to everything are in the description below.